my name is Jody Jackson, and today I'm going to answer the age-old question. I get this a lot. How can I get more distance with my driver? Today we're going to unleash your power and leverage what you've got. Three things I'm going to talk about are levers, hitting the sweet spot, and your angle of attack. Let's start with levers. I'm just going to set up to this ball over here, and imagine when you set up that your first lever, and this is something Ben Hogan talked about actually, your first lever is the shaft and your lead side arm. And you need to have this one lever or lever all the way to your swing center. And that's your lead armpit. That's lever number one. You're actually going to come right back to this position at impact, and setting up with that intact gets you in the right position to start with. Second lever is our wrist hinge. And again, in the backswing, with all of our shots other than putting and chipping, we just allow that hinge to happen. Allow the hinge to happen. If we can hold on to it as long as possible, then we can really unleash at the bottom of the arm. So that's the second lever, which is your wrist hinge. Allows that club head speed to create more power delivered to the ball. Just releasing that wrist hinge. Third lever is actually your body. If I set up down the line here, you're going to see that my upper body and my lower body do a little pelvic tilt in the flow of the swing. Not many people catch this by the naked eye. A lot of studies have been done with this, but essentially when you're coming into your impact position, there's a little bit of a crunch. I like to call it an abdominal crunch, and we deliver more power to the golf ball. So three levers. We've got the long lever on your arm, the wrist hinge, and your upper body and lower body doing a little bit of a crunch to create some power. The second point that I want to make to create more power is hitting the sweet spot. Now we tee up the ball so that the ball is about halfway above the top of the club head. And most people think the sweet spot is right in the middle for the driver. It's actually a titch on the high side. And there's two real benefits for that. It decreases speed of the spin, and the more spin that we have, the less distance that we get. And the other thing that it helps in terms of the sweet spot is if we hit out on the toe or the heel, we also lose that trampoline effect. Golf clubs are designed so that we have a trampoline effect right in the sweet spot here. So again, make sure you tee it up the correct way, about half of that ball above, and we're trying to aim for that sweet spot. Third thing that's really important for creating power and distance is your angle of attack. And essentially, most people say, oh, swing up at the ball. That's kind of halfway correct. We want to feel like we're swinging through the equator of the ball or slightly up. Again, on studies at Titleist, they defined about 0 to 2 degrees upward angle at impact will create the best launch angle and the overall best distance. So I would maybe kind of consider hitting the equator of the ball or a slight swing up, and I'll show you how we do that. If we come over here again to the ball, it's really not me swinging up, so that was the half right part. It's me creating a tilt at impact with my spine. So at setup, I'm coming back in here, and at impact, I've got a little bit of a spine tilt. So you can see that this is the tilt that I'm talking about. In terms of that first lever, all the way to the swing center, spine tilt. Essentially, if I ran a line right through my chest all the way down, that would dissect the triangle and head right down to that ball there, swinging slightly up at 0 to 2 degrees roughly. So I'll have a go here. My target's going to be that big, huge golf ball out there in the water. Setting up position, tee balls in the right position, and trying to create a number of levers to create power. Well, that's not half bad. So this is about creating power and using what you got and delivering that to the golf ball so you get more distance. Have fun.